it's me, Keisha. I'm back, and I was thinking, I never quite gave you guys the story on how my journey began. And so for me, weight loss has always been an issue. And to be honest, part of it was probably a self image issue because I wasn't always overweight. And I always thought I was, though. I think I equated the word big with fat. And I remember when I was younger, I would hear people say, "Oh, look at Nikki, she's getting so big." And so I would think that big was, "Oh, look at Nikki, she's getting so fat." And they were just talking about how much I had grown since they had last spoken to me. But to me, the word big automatically meant fat. And lucky for me, I had an aunt and I had a mother and a great grandmother that gave me awesome support, self image wise, and they always made me feel beautiful. And I'm very grateful for that. And so, needless to say, I don't have self image issues anymore. Thank God. But I am still struggling with weight loss, as you all know, which is why I'm doing this diary, because I'm actually working on reaching fitness goals and living a healthy lifestyle. And it's all about information and education. And the more you know, the more you can apply, and the more successful you can be at this. So, a little bit about where my journey began. So, journey began in college. Um, I graduated from high school. I was an athlete, and I went to college and I had an opportunity to try out to play basketball, college basketball for an HBCU. And I was a biology major, and I knew that if I wanted to go to professional school eventually, that playing basketball may not be best because I needed to focus on my academic career. So I decided not to take that route. But also, being that I didn't take that route, I also ended up cutting out physical activity when it came to exercise. Um, there never really was any education on healthy eating, but luckily at home I always had a balanced diet. And then when I ate at school, there was another balanced diet. I didn't eat a lot of fast food. And I didn't really have access to a lot of junk because that's just not how we operated in my home. So, um, when I got to college, though, of course, I had access to everything, and I mean everything. Um, just all kind of bad food. Okay, for all of you who've been in college, you know pizza, burgers, fries, soda, McDonald's, Popeyes, you name it. We have access to it, and it's quick. You stay in a dorm. You don't have a kitchen, And so, of course, like many, I gained the freshman 15, and it waved up and down. I ended up losing the weight. But I noticed as I started to get older that those habits that I picked up, I hadn't put down. And I started working at an auto shop my sophomore year of college to make more money. And of course, I was the youngest one there. And um, I guess you could say I was very impressionable even though I was 19 years old. I mean, I should have known better. Hey, they're not eating well. I should eat better than that. But I wasn't thinking about that because I felt as if, hey, my body's not changing. I can eat what I want and, I don't have to worry about getting big. That is not the case, y'all. So, needless to say, working in retail, especially automotive retail, is very stressful. And you can't get away from work a lot when you're on, the clock. There's always somebody wanting something or needing something, or there's always something popping up. It's a very fast-paced business. And so a lot of people, you either brought your lunch from home or you ate fast food. And the most convenient thing for most people is to eat fast food. I mean, I would get home personally and be dog tired and barely have enough energy to study. So I picked up even more bad habits there, and I wasn't exercising, and it began to become stressful. And I began to gain weight. I had anxiety issues along with my regular stress issues, and I was gaining weight. And my pant size just was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I started at like a 34, 36. And then I went from a 34 to a solid 36. And then I went up to a 38. And before you knew it, I needed a 40. And I'm like, come on. I'm a woman. What do I need with a 40-inch waistline on some Centos pants. But I mean, that was the reality of it. Um, and so I decided, there has to be a change. I have to do something with this stress besides eat. So I began working out. I began doing yoga. And then from yoga, I joined the gym and I was working out there. And that's how I was getting rid of my stress. And it was awesome. The weight began to fall off. And I decided, I want to try to reach a goal of mine, which is to become a runner. So in 2008, I decided that I was going to begin training for the Peachtree Road Race. And I was doing okay. I went to Stone Mountain. As you guys may know, I love Stone Mountain. It's my favorite place to exercise. And so I went to Stone Mountain, and it's 5 miles around. And so I thought it'd be perfect. Peachtree is 6.2 miles. So I had an unfortunate accident. I ended up straining a muscle in my ankle. I didn't know. And I went to the doctor thinking it was just a sprain, and the doctor said it was a sprain. Needless to say, the doctor was wrong. And so I decided, hey, well, I can't run right now. I need to give it a rest. It's really irritated. So I'll just take some classes at the gym. So I did, cardio on the machines and stuff, and that was fine. But I began to do a step class, and I loved it. Good music. I'm dancing around, bouncing around, jumping around, pounding on my ankle. And I drive a manual. My car is a stick shift. And so I need both hands and feet to drive my car, and I could barely get to the hospital, you guys. And when I got there, they told me that I didn't have a new injury, but I had one and it had never been tended to, and that was when I had messed up my ankle on Stone Mountain. So needless to say, I had to go into an ankle brace. I wasn't released to do any physical activity that was vigorous until 2009. So 2009, I jumped right back on it. I tried to eat as best as I knew how. I was still eating fast food, but I tried to cut down on some things and make more food at home. And I began to exercise again, and the weight began to come off. So in 2010, I arrived at Southern Poly. And so by the time I got to Southern Poly, I had moved all the way down to the 16. So I was really excited. I was getting closer to my goal. I wanted to be back in a size 12. And I just thought, hey, I'm on my way. I made a new friend. And her name is Heather, and Heather asked me to join the run club. She was really fit, and she was already a good runner, and I'm like, hey, I suck. And she was very patient. It didn't matter. She taught me how to pace myself. And Heather, if you're watching this, I really appreciate you being patient and working with me. So she got me excited about Peachtree again. And in 2010, I ran the Peachtree Road Race. Mind you, I didn't have any professional training. I didn't really, do anything. I read a book, and that was about it. I ran Peachtree. It took me an hour and 45 minutes. And so, I was happy with that. It was my first race ever. It's 10K. So I was like, okay, an hour and, 45 minutes. Cool beans. Actually, it was a little less than that. Maybe like an hour, 38 minutes. So I was like, great. Well, I'm going to run it again next year, and I'm going to run it even faster. But for now, let's move along. So I decided I was going to run the Thanksgiving Day marathon. Well, I had another setback. I decided that I was going to go play basketball with a knucklehead in the gym. I haven't played basketball in well over 4 years. Okay, how do you go from playing tennis, because I played tennis, playing tennis on a regular basis and running, and now all of a sudden you want to be Cheryl Swoops again? This is not going to happen. So I did it. And in doing so, not wearing the proper shoes, the proper attire, and my body not being, acclimated to playing basketball again, I dislocated my knee. And y'all, it sucked.
It was like slow motion.
I felt it clink in and then clink out. And it was just, I wish I could reenact it. Well, no, I don't wish I could reenact it. But, hey, whatever. You can only imagine. It was so painful. I couldn't walk. I needed help doing everything. I will never take having my knees and my legs for granted again, because I was truly handicapped, and I was out for a good 4 months. 4 months I couldn't work. I could barely get to class. Thank God for elevators and John giving me a ride, because I couldn't even get across campus. It was terrible. So I was finally released after physical therapy again, and lots of doctor's appointments and healing and patience, which I don't have much of for myself. I was released and cleared in 2012. So I ran Peachtree, and in doing so, I ended up finishing at a time of about an hour and 45 minutes, which is not too bad, being that the initial time I ran it in an hour and about 38 minutes. So it let me know that though I had been knocked off of the track that I had set for myself, it didn't take much, or it wasn't going to take much for me to get back. So now it's 2014 and I'm working at it again. And so I just went around Stone Mountain in an hour and 16 minutes. That's the best time I've had ever in 5 miles. So that means that I'm running about a 15.2 minute mile. And I'd like to get it, of course, down to maybe 12-minute mile. I know it's going to take a lot of hard work and it's going to take some time, but I'm definitely willing to do it. And of course, you guys know I'm also on a weight loss journey. So these right here are the shorts, the running shorts that I wore when I ran Peachtree this past year. And so I can fit back into those again because, since Peachtree in July 2013, I gained even more weight. And so I am happy to say I can wear those, and I have plenty of room. They're comfortable. They fit properly. These are the running shorts that I wore to my first Peachtree, and it was awesome. They fit great, and they're a size smaller than the shorts that I wore for Peachtree this year. I'm happy to say that I can get in them, but they do fit kind of snug. I need to lose some more weight, y'all. And I am working on it. And I have thunder thighs. I know that when I do videos with you guys, you can only see from maybe the chest up if you're lucky, but I have thunder thighs, you guys. And they're not ridiculous, like, oh my God, stop in your tracks, like, look at her. They're not that big, but I do have thunder thighs. And so I'm just not one of the chicks that have the gap in between. I wasn't blessed with the gap. Oh well. And as you know, if you have thunder thighs, you cannot wear shorts that are too tight because they ride up and it's not cute. So trying to get the weight down so these fit properly and I don't have that issue when I'm running, because we're working on that. I think that by the time we get to March, those should fit properly too if I stay on my plan. And then we have these. My favorite color, one of them is purple. And so my mom bought those shorts for me, and they are too small, you guys. They're by Calvin Klein, and I think they're a size extra large, but if you know anything about Calvin Klein, his size thing chart, whatever, is not the same as everybody else's. He runs a little small. I guess because he makes his clothes for slim people, or I don't know, petite frame people. I have no clue what he's doing, but for someone like me, no, I always have to go a size up with Calvin Klein. So these are a size extra large, which technically that means they're really a large. I can get them on, but it is not cute. My goal is to be able to fit these shorts and wear them on the 4th of July for the 2014 Peachtree Road Race. And while I'm wearing them glory shorts, y'all, I plan on running the Peachtree in an hour and 16 minutes. I want to shave my time down enough where I can run 6 miles in an hour and 16 minutes instead of 5 miles. So that means I have some serious work to do, but I know I can do it. And so that's about it. I just want to give you guys a little bit of background on my story because I hadn't really done that per se. And that's about it. So I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you for watching. If you want to come along on this journey with me, please click the subscribe button, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.